Well, I don't know how long I was unconscious, but then I opened my eyes, and I was alive. I touched myself to see if I had blood on me, and I figured out she missed me. I had such a headache, and then all of a sudden I remembered that she told me she was going to go to April, so I went to call the police.
Police headquarters, Sergeant Weston.
I have to speak to the chief of police.
I'm sorry, ma'am, the chief isn't available at the moment.
This is a matter of life and death.
Yes, ma'am, we're used to that. Just tell me about it.
There is a crazy woman, and she just shot me. And I told them about Molly, and I told them about April, and I couldn't remember the address, but...
Well, we found it all right, Chief, but the lady got here before us.
Oh, God, thank God you did. You should thank your housekeeper. She didn't take shooting lessons like I did.
Raven, those were blanks in the gun.
What?
Bullets that were left in the gun were blanks. I didn't think you could handle live ammunition.
You put blanks in the gun? You put blanks in the gun? I could have been killed.
You would have been, Raven, if they had been real.
You guys can take care of the mop-up now, but I'm sure you want to transfer the jurisdiction as soon as you get all the...
Yeah, anything you say, Chief. I think this one's too big for us anyway.
Okay, come on, Calvin, let's go.
Calvin, Derek, what's going on around here? Where's
Calm down, Draper. It's okay. It's okay.
Honey, you all right? The baby. My God, where's the baby?
She's upstairs with Raven.
Draper, your housekeeper's in the basement. She's dead.
Yeah, she's confessed to the things that your client, Kelly McGrath, has been accused of. I guess that clears him.
Yeah, Molly did it. She did it all. She killed Elliot. She killed Raven's mother. She tried to kill Raven, and she came here to kill me.
Molly?
Yeah.
What? Why Molly?
Because she wanted to do it for Emily, so that Emily would have you.
Derek, would you excuse us? I need to talk to April alone.
We'll go right in here.
Come on, Cal. We better phone into headquarters. Tell them what's happened. Yeah? Sergeant, you better stay with the body until your men get here.
Yes, sir.
Look, I don't know what happened in here, but it's obvious you can't stay here tonight, so get the baby and go back tonight.
I can't, Draper.
Well, I know there are police matters that have... All right, look, if you don't want to go back tonight, then we'll stay here, and the three of us will go back in the morning.
I can't, Draper, because of Emma. Oh, my God, Emily.
Look, she's going to take the news of Molly's death pretty hard, but it doesn't matter. I told her...
Don't you realize what this is going to do to Emily? Everything's going to be much worse. Much worse. Because now, all she has is you.
I want to call you Miles. It was April who said not to. She knew what you were up against today, and she didn't want you worrying about her.
Yeah, but you did have a doctor in to look at her, didn't you? I mean, if she got hit hard enough on the head to cause unconsciousness...
Miles, we had a local man come in. He said that if she had a concussion, it was probably slight, and that she may have passed out of fright.
Yeah, well, you couldn't blame her. Draper, I'm on my way out there.
Wait, are you sure about this, Miles? What about Nicole's operation?
Well, Nicole's been in OR less than an hour. She's probably going to be 4 or 5 hours before she gets to recovery. I have time. I'm coming out.
I'll be glad to see you. Thanks.
All right, see you in a little while.
Bye.
Honey.
Was that Miles on the phone?
Yeah, that was Miles. He just said he was coming out here.
Why is he doing that? He should stay where Nicole
Hey, now, come on,
is.
Clyde. No sense arguing. The man hung up the phone already. How do you feel?
Fine. It's just that every once in a while I'm afraid my head's going to fall off. Then I'm afraid it won't.
Told you to stay in bed. I'll take care of the baby.
I couldn't stay in bed any longer. All I did was think about last night, everything that happened. God, I don't think I'll ever be able to go near that basement again.
There's no need to go near the basement. There was no need to come to the house last night.
I couldn't stay at Miles anymore. He had enough to worry about. And besides, I thought if I came up here, I just...
You just what?
Nothing. Nothing. It was a stupid idea.
You thought that if you came out to the house, you could imagine what it was like when Emily and I were living here.
That's what the thought was, wasn't it?
Draper, you gotta tell me it isn't true. Tell me what I heard isn't true. That Molly is dead. Just gotta tell me what happened. What they said on the news, it was just too horrible.
What did you hear, Emily?
They said that Molly tried to kill April. That can't be true.
It is true, Emily. I'm sorry. I know how much you cared for Molly.
But they said that she killed 2 people, some woman I never even heard of.
Raven's mother.
And that man, Elliot Dorn, well, she hardly even knew him. No, they have to be mistaken. They just have to be. She had no reason to kill them.
Stop it, Emily. You have no idea what was going on in Molly's mind all that time. It's a long story.
Well, then why don't you just tell me about it now? I want to know why Molly is dead. My God. My poor Molly. She was the only friend I had in the world. She was like my mother. No, she's dead. April, are you sure she attacked you?
Emily.
No, I want to hear it from April. What did you have to do with what happened? Did Molly die because of you? Were you responsible?
No, Molly was responsible for her own death. Her death and the death of 2 other people. April was going to be her 3rd victim.
Why?
For you.
Me?
Molly thought she'd do you a favor, that if she got rid of me, you and Draper could move up here into your dream house. Emily,
my
it wasn't the first time. We know of at least one other time she tried to kill me. She put poison in Raven's sugar bowl. Only Raven's mother had it.
No. This is just too big of a nightmare. It can't be real.
It is real. Nadine Scott wasn't her only victim. She killed Dorn because she thought he knew the truth. And then she put a knife in Cliff's back because he was in the wrong place.
But Molly was attacked herself.
By herself. It was staged for the police to throw the blame on someone else.
No, you are lying to
Then
me.
she tried to kill Raven. She attacked her. She shot her with a gun, but the gun was loaded with
No,
blanks.
why are you both lying to me? Oh, God, I want Molly. Where is she? I want to see Molly.
Molly is in the morgue.
No, she can't be. She can't.
Emily, it would have been me if Molly had had her way. She was going to make it look like a suicide.
But she died instead. Tell me how.
She fell down the basement steps.
Oh, and you killed her.
No.
Yes, that's what happened. She attacked you, and you pushed her down the stairs. You killed her. You killed Molly.
Emily.
Oh, Molly. What am I going to do without Molly? Oh, Molly. Oh, no.
Oh, stop worrying about it, Calvin. None of us feels too brilliant this morning.
Yeah, but Chief, there was just no way we could consider Molly Sherwood as a suspect. I mean, we just didn't have that one big ingredient. There was no motive.
No, Kelly McGrath had the corner on that.
Well, don't forget Raven Swift.
Raven, yeah, I suppose her name could be added to the list without any trouble.
You know, the list, your trusty black boy. It looks pretty different this morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, very different.
You know, Chief, we should have listened to Deborah. She was right. I mean, she kept insisting that Nadine Scott was murdered.
Yeah, except I had the wrong murderer in mind. Didn't I? I thought Raven killed her mother. Seemed like the beginning of a whole chain of events.
But you were right about that. You were absolutely right. That was the beginning.
Yeah, I know. It seems so logical to me, too. Raven killed her mother to get Jamie's inheritance, and then she killed Elliot because he was going to get in the way of the custody trial and the money, and then she tried to kill Cliff because he was going to expose her. It just doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't, Deborah. I was just saying to Calvin that we're all shaking our heads this morning. We made a mistake, and we have to admit it, that's all.
That's right. We all made the mistake, so why don't you just join the club, huh?
No, Calvin, I cannot join your club. Look, I know you guys made an honest mistake, but for me it was something else. It was personal. It was too personal.
Look, Deborah...
Yeah, Chief, isn't it true that Molly tried to shoot Raven?
She did shoot her. Fortunately, she used the gun that I gave Raven.
What?
The Chief didn't think Mrs. Swift should be trusted with live ammo.
I suppose it was a lousy trick, loading the gun with blanks. I was just afraid if I didn't give Raven a loaded gun, she would have gotten one on her own, wound up shooting the milkman or somebody.
Yeah. So she's all right, huh?
She's a little shaken up. She went out to the Scott's house out in Oakdale, you know.
Yeah, she shook up Molly Sherwood pretty good, too. Enough to send her to her death down a flight of stairs.
Oh, my God.
If she hadn't gone out there, April would be dead this morning.
So instead of Raven being the villain, she turns out to be the heroine.
I guess you could put it that way.
Look, this is all a very interesting post-mortem, but I think you guys better get back to your desks. We have a lot of loose ends to tie up on this case.
Here, why don't we get back to work?
Yeah, I've got a loose end to tie up myself, Chief.
Yeah, I really do want to talk to you, actually. You're the first reporter that's called me.
Well, you don't worry because you're going to get more than you're going to handle, I'm sure. I'm just the first simply because I have an inside track on this.
That's right. You're very close to April and Draper, right?
We were stunned to hear what happened out at Oakdale last night.
My good, I mean, the news is very sketchy, but I understand that Draper and April and the baby
Still out there?
Yes, they wanted me to stay out there, but I just couldn't. I needed to come back here and rest. Yeah, well, that's exactly what you should do. Dear, the only reason I called is to find out if I could make an appointment to interview you, if you'll give me one.
Well, I'd really like to sleep a couple of hours. Look, why don't you call early this afternoon and we'll get together then, okay?
Terrific. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Oh, it's just beginning to sink in. It's all over, honey. Kelly doesn't have to... He doesn't have to be in court. He isn't going to be convicted.
Don't look so happy. I just lost a client.
And you couldn't be more pleased yourself.
As a matter of fact, Kelly is still my client, and as his lawyer, I've got to take some action on his behalf this morning.
Why, for heaven's sake, we know who killed Elliot Dorn. And, my goodness, Kelly's innocence can't be questioned.
Yes, but the indictment is still hanging over his head. Now, it may only be a formality, but I've got to see the assistant DA to ask that the court lift the indictment.
That's right.
So, I've made an appointment with George Walling for 10:30. I really don't expect him to give me too much trouble.
Well, I'm afraid he isn't going to be too happy, because if there isn't any trial, he isn't going to be acting district attorney very much longer, since he'll be taking over.
Let's not think about that right now. Let's think about telling Kelly the good news. You realize he hasn't even heard it yet.
Yeah. And that's going to be the most wonderful news in the world for him. Who is it?
It's Geraldine.
Hello. What are you doing here?
I came to see if you were all right, Raven.
Obviously, you heard about last night.
Yes, I've heard. And I was very worried about you.
You were worried about me?
Yes, my dear.
Well, I don't believe it. Somebody is actually worried about me.
What I've heard, you've been through a terrible ordeal.
Yes. The woman meant to murder me.
For heaven's sake, why?
Because she thought that I saw her the night Elliot Dorn was murdered at the Unicorn.
How could that possibly be?
Well, because I was at the Unicorn that night, and I did see someone, but it was a shadow.
Then you had told the police that shadow was Molly Sherwood?
Well, not exactly. But see, she assumed that I could identify her because she was there, so she shot me. She fired at me point blank with my own gun. Thank heavens I had put blanks in the gun instead of bullets.
Then you went to the Scott's house. From what I heard on the news this morning, your entrance into that house was what caused that woman's death.
She thought she'd killed me. But actually, you see, I fainted when she shot me, so she only thought I was dead.
Well, then, when you entered that house, she must have thought you were a ghost.
She was so scared she fell down the stairs.
And you saved April's life.
April was lying there unconscious. She had a noose around her neck. You wouldn't have believed it. If I hadn't showed up when I did, Molly would have killed her.
As I say, you saved April's life, and that was a wonderful thing.
That's true. I did save April's life, didn't I?
I don't think there's any question of it. You might very well find yourself the heroine of the hour, my dear.
Yes. The thought hadn't even occurred to me.
Deborah, how can you do this to me? I mean, look, all right, think of it this way. Think about the Three Musketeers.
We are the two musketeers, Calvin.
Yeah, and now you want to make it one. I mean, who ever heard of one musketeer? I might as well turn in my sword.
Well, go ahead then. Look, I swear I was going to turn in my badge if I was wrong about the Elliott Dorn case. I was wrong. Isn't that obvious?
Look, Red, nobody expects you to be right 100% of the time. Look, wait a minute. Now, even Chief Mallory thought it was Kelly McGrath. You don't see him handing in his resignation,
Calvin,
do
that
you?
is not the same thing.
Red, you love this job. I know you do.
Calvin, I'm not going to stop working. I'm just going to do it somewhere else.
But this is your home.
Well, I'll just find a home someplace else then. Maybe I'll go out west.
Yeah? You going to see Steve?
No. No, I don't feel like resurrecting that. He's got his own life, and I'm going to find mine.
Oh, Deborah, look, why don't you just think about this, huh? I mean, even Mallory, now, he didn't turn out to be such a bad guy, did he?
Oh, no, I like the guy a lot. He's the stubbornest son of a gun I've ever met. But he's human.
Yeah, maybe he's too human. I guess that's why he kept defending Raven the way he did.
And I guess that's why I kept attacking her the way I did. I can't believe I went all this time and I was so wrong. I was so wrong. I can't believe I was persecuting that woman for no reason.
Come on. Raven can handle it. She might even deserve it. I mean, she's done a lot worse to people in this town.
Oh, Calvin. You know what? The only person I'm going to miss in this town is you, my friend.
Well, you don't have to miss me. You could take me with you.
Come on. You know, Calvin, you're not going to lose me, you know. You'll be hearing from me.
You know, it's funny, but you have become my best friend. Damn it. I miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
Come on, Emily, just take one of these.
No, I don't want to go to sleep.
It's not going to make you sleep. They're very, very mild. Just make you a little bit more relaxed.
You just want to be quiet. Like everyone else around here. They just want me to be quiet so I won't make any more trouble, right? Well, I'm not going to take those things, so you can just get out of here and leave me alone.
Just calm down. Be back in a few minutes.
Oh, God, Molly. What am I going to do without you? What am I going to do?
She won't even take sedative.
Did she say anything?
Yeah, she just kept ranting and raving about Molly.
Sorry about this, Miles. Bring you out here to take care of one patient, and we stick you with a second.
All right, how is my first patient?
I'm fine. There's nothing you can do for me.
Is anybody going to tell me what happened here?
God, I didn't even want to think about it. She chased me all around the house with a rope.
A rope? What for?
Molly was going to make it look like April had hung herself.
Oh, my God.
She figured people would believe that I was so depressed over what was happening with Draper and me that I'd kill myself. And then I did just about the worst thing I could have done, which is what she wanted. I went down to the basement.
You're quiet as a mouse, aren't you, Mrs. Scott? But I know you're.
Molly, I want you to listen to me. There's no way in the world that you can get away with this. Draper knows I'm here.
Matter, Mrs.
He knows you're here, too.
It is got
I told him you're here.
Oh, no, you're not.
He's going to call the police on me. The police will come here. They'll find
I
out.
told you, Mrs. Scott, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to
Emily has to be.
Molly, I am going upstairs and I am going to take my baby and I'm getting out of here. That was, the last thing I remembered until I saw Raven. I couldn't believe that I was still alive. I couldn't believe that Molly was dead. Oh, God.
Take it easy, take it easy. It's all over with now.
Is... Draper!
You ought to be upstairs.
Look, I am not going to go to sleep like a good little girl, and I won't be treated like a child, especially when I'm going to have one of my own. Did you know that, Doctor?
Yes, I know all about that.
And do you know who the father is?
I refuse to listen to you anymore, Emily Michaels. I am sick and tired of hearing about your damned baby.
Take it easy. Don't let her get to you.
What do you mean, let her? I get upset with just her being alive.
Just like Molly upset you.
Get her out of here. I can't stand to look at her face.
Why? Does it make you feel guilty?
Wait, let me take you upstairs.
No, don't you touch me! No one is going to touch me. No one is sick. Draper. Draper, come upstairs with me, will you, please? Please, and stay with me. I won't rest unless you're there. We can talk about the future. We can talk about plans.
Get her out of here before I commit murder myself.
I'd rather be dead than alone, and that's what you've made me because of what you've done to Molly.
April didn't have anything to do with
Draper,
what happened
please
to Molly.
come upstairs.
All right, let's stop all this right now. I will take you upstairs if you agree to take the sedative Miles wants to give you.
All right. Can be cooperative.
Very good. Why don't you just lie back now, relax, huh?
No, not yet. I want to talk to Draper first. Alone.
All right, I'll go down and see you.
Draper, please listen to me. There's something I want you to know. What I said downstairs about not wanting to live alone, I really meant it.
Stop this nonsense.
No, please let me finish. I have no intention of being left alone in the world with a baby who has no father. And if that happens, Draper, I will kill myself. Do you understand me? Did you hear me, Draper? I will die if you desert me. Now, you have to promise me that that won't happen. You have to swear to it, or I swear to you. Now, I will kill myself before this baby is even born.
Draper, you better come with me.
What's the problem?
April is gone.
Oh, my God.
I heard the car drive off. She took Junior with her. She just left a note.
It's just no use, Draper. God, Miles, isn't there any way out of this?
No easy way, obviously.
No, not as long as April feels the way she does about Emily.
Tell me something, Draper. How do you feel?
I mean, I want to reconcile the guilt I feel with what I really want to do.
What is that?
I want out, Miles. I want to get out. I want to forget this place. I want to forget Emily. I want to forget the baby she's carrying. I want everything gone.
Can't do that, can you?
No, I can't. Miles, what is it? Well, why can't I? Is it a weakness? Is it I have too much compassion? Am I stupid? What? Miles, I talk to her. I throw her out of my life. I yell at her. Nothing works.
Draper, this just happens to be one of those cases where there's something to be said on both sides. We both know that April has gotten over emotional about this, so you can't blame her.
Well, go ahead and finish the thought, Miles. You think I should be firmer with them?
No, I'm not going to give you any advice at all. God knows if I were in your place, I wouldn't have any idea what to do.
Draper? Draper, what happened? Where's April?
April left, and she took the baby.
Oh.
Draper, I'm so sorry, really. It's got to be all my fault.
George, I'm not trying to undermine your status as acting DA. I'm still speaking to you in my capacity as Kelly McGrath's defense attorney, nothing more. Well, I don't see the necessity of waiting another minute to petition the court to remove that indictment. All right. If that's the way you want it, that's the way we'll do it. I'll meet you downtown in 1 hour. Goodbye, George.
Well, sounds as if old George is giving you a hard time.
Oh, Walling thinks I'm trying to remove him from office even sooner than necessary. He refuses to do anything official about Kelly's indictment until he has personal knowledge of what's happened.
You could have pulled rank on him since you are going to be his boss pretty soon.
Believe me, I was tempted. But since I haven't been sworn in officially as DA, I think I'd rather deal with him as a private attorney.
Oh, honey, everything is happening so fast.
Well, luckily, there are good things happening.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Hi, Nancy.
You look as if you finally got enough sleep.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I'm sleeping too late. It's just my way of escaping. I really hate facing these mornings.
Well, I don't think you'll mind facing this morning.
Why? It's bright and sunny outside? I'm afraid that's not enough, Mike. Hey, Nancy, what's the special occasion?
Honey, tell him.
Oh, great. More good news.
Well, even good news can come as a shock, so you better brace yourself. Kelly, you are not going to trial. With any luck, within 24 hours, I'll have that indictment lifted. It's all over and done with.
I'm not hearing you right, Mike.
Oh, yes, you're hearing me right. They have Elliot Dorn's killer. Or to be more accurate, they have her body. It was Molly Sherwood, the woman you presumably attacked that night.
Well, come on. Somebody tell me I'm not still asleep dreaming this.
No, it's real. It's incredible. And we could hardly wait for you to come downstairs to tell you.
Nancy wanted me to wake you up, but I thought you could wait another hour for the news.
But why would Molly Sherwood kill Elliot Dorn? She didn't even know the guy.
Oh, it was just enough to be afraid of him.
It's a long story, and we don't know many of the details ourselves, but there is no question about her involvement in that and several other crimes.
Hey, now, wait a minute, Mike. Wait a minute. Back up. You're telling me that I'm free and clear now? I don't have to stand trial. I don't have to go to court. I can do anything I please.
Your life is your own now, and you can do anything you want with it.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Excuse me, I'm going to call Jody.
Okay, now you get ready for a serious breakfast.
And I'll give you a helping hand, Nancy.
I hope you got seconds, because I'm real hungry. From Montreal, General? Yeah, Jody Travis, please. Room 511. Yeah, thanks.
Hello?
Oh, Jody?
Kelly?
Yeah. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine. Well, actually, I'm not fine. Kelly, I'm worried. Nicole's been in the operating room now for almost 2 hours.
Jody, Nicole's going to be okay. Besides, I got some really good news for you. It's really going to cheer you up. Now, listen. Last night, something happened. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why, but it's the answer to a dream come true.
What's the matter with you? You sound funny.
It's just that you're not used to hearing me so happy, that's all.
Well, what is it? Come on, tell me. What happened?
Mike and Nancy just told me that they found the real killer of Elliot Dorn, and the charges against me are going to be dropped.
Oh, my Kelly, that's fantastic. Well, how come nobody told me? I've been up for 2 hours.
Well, I just found out myself. It was Molly Sherwood.
Wow, Kelly, I can't believe it.
Listen, can I come over there and see you right now? I mean, I know it's before visiting hours and everything.
No, look, that's all right. You can come here and take me home.
Take you home?
Mm-hmm. They're going to let me out in about an hour. And, well, I didn't want to bother Miles. I mean, he has so much on his mind.
That's okay. Just be sure everything's packed up, and I'll be over there as fast as I can, okay?
Great. I'll see you then.
You got it.
Thanks, Kelly.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, everything is just going to be perfect. Oh, God, please. Please let Nicole be all right. Please let everything be all right.
They should be going. You should be getting some rest. You're going to need all your energies when the police come around again, asking all those questions.
And it's not just the police, it's the press. Nancy Carr's going to be here this afternoon.
Well, I think you should be prepared for an avalanche of publicity. As a matter of fact, I don't doubt that the national press will be interested in this story.
Great. Great, I can just see my face on the cover of Time magazine.
Oh, well, I doubt very much that it will go that far.
You know what I just realized about what these people are going to say about me? I am a person who has absolutely no personal connections. I have no husband, I have no baby. I have no family, I have no friends. I live alone in a town where no one cares whether I live or die.
Oh, Raven, please.
No, it's true. So tell me something. What good is it being a heroine when everybody hates me?
Raven, you listen to me. You know what's happening to you right now? You're simply having a delayed reaction from what happened to you last night. It's simply taking effect.
No, what's happening to me started a long time ago.
My dear girl, that madwoman fired a gun at you point blank. You thought that it was loaded with real ammunition. You thought you were going to die. So, naturally, you're in a state of shock.
You want to know something? It's true what they say about your life flashing in front of your eyes when you think you're going to die. Just takes a second or two, but I only had one thought when Molly Sherwood fired that gun at me. And that one thought was, it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, Raven, for heaven's sake.
No, really. My getting killed wouldn't make any difference to anyone in this town or anywhere else for that matter. Oh, sure, they'd be horrified. Everyone always is when someone dies violently. But no one would care.
Now, that's utter nonsense.
All right, I take it back. Ansel Scott. Yes, Ansel might raise an eyebrow when he found out. I think Ansel would be a little sad. He might even wait a half an hour before he called his next girlfriend. But in Monticello, there wouldn't be 10 seconds of silence.
Now, you're quite mistaken. There are people here who are concerned about you.
Who? April and Draper? Ha! I can see them at the breakfast table. They would say, well, that's the way it goes. She had it coming to her. And Logan would say, that's wonderful. Now I don't have to pay her alimony.
Now, I want you to stop this right now. The point is, nothing happened to you. You were not killed, so stop writing your own obituary.
My obituary. Oh, I could just see that. Raven Alexander Jameson Swift dies of bullet wounds. Mrs. Swift, divorced from the former District Attorney Logan Swift, widow of Kevin Jameson, ex-honorary daughter-in-law of Geraldine Whitney Saxon, ex-friend of April and Draper Scott, ex-mother of Jameson Swift. I can just see my tombstone. It'll be a whole series of X's.
Raven, please. I wanted to care for you, but you just made that impossible.
You want to know something? Those years that I spent in the Whitney mansion with you, those were the happiest years of my life. I know I behaved horribly, but I couldn't help it.
I wanted to help you, but I just didn't know how.
Actually, you were more of a mother to me than Nadine. She was so busy with her new marriage and trying to keep Ansel from running around.
I think you're too hard on people, too hard on yourself.
Well, why shouldn't I be? Everybody hates me. Might as well join the club.
I'm not a member of that club.
How can you possibly say that?
My dear Raven, I'm sure I don't know. But let's just say that maybe I'm getting mellow.
Kelly, I'm so happy for you. You must feel absolutely wonderful.
Jody, I'm free now. God, do you know how good that word sounds?
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about that when we were out at the beach house. That we were free, you know. Acting free, living free, but inside we really weren't free at all, were we?
No, but we're free now. I mean, when I turned myself in and came back to Monticello, I thought for sure I'd be checking myself into a jail cell.
But it's all over now. Completely.
Yes.
You don't have to go to court.
No. No, Mike said he's going to take care of all the formalities. And you know the best part of all this? It's taken the heat off of Mike and Nancy. I won't have to put them through the same ordeal that I did my parents in Rome.
What about your parents? Did they know about this?
No, I'm going to call them later and tell them the good news.
I Guess that means they won't be coming to Monticello.
There's no real need for them to come now.
You're not thinking of going to Rome to visit them, are you?
Jody, that's a fabulous idea. But not without you.
Kelly, I can't go. I have to stay here. I have to get better. Maybe I'll start dancing again.
Of course you will. Sure. You're going to be wonderful, too.
Oh, yeah. What? I guess that's all going to depend on these legs of mine, right? And how fast they'll heal. Well, what about you? What do you think you're going to be doing?
Who knows? I guess I got to start from scratch again. Well, Geraldine Saxon told me that the deal with the Jordans TV show fell through. So, but that's okay. It's all right, because I'm free now. I can do anything I please. And what I want to do, more than anything else in this whole world, is to go on loving you.
Jody?
Miles!
Suppose I come
No,
back
Miles,
later.
how is Nicole?
Well, it's all over. She's in recovery.
And? What'd they say? How did it go?
Well, there was never any question about how the operation would turn out. Went perfectly.
God, thank you.
Now, it's just a matter of waiting to see whether the marrow is accepted or rejected. Look, I'm going to use your phones, all right?
Sure.
Faster.
Fine.
Dr. Kavanaugh, how do we go about getting Jody out of here anyway?
Oh, listen, they were fixing the papers. They might be at the desk. Why don't you go check?
Oh.
Want to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Careful now.
Hold on tight, and here we go.
Draper, it's Miles.
Miles, how's Nicole's operation?
Well, she got through it just fine. I'm going to go down and see her in emergency, I think, about a half hour. How are things out there?
Oh, just the same, Miles. I just want to get out of here.
Is Emily still asleep?
Yeah, she's still asleep. I wish she'd wake up so I could get her into the car and get her back to her apartment. Miles, I don't feel comfortable staying in the same house with her.
Why, Draper? Don't trust yourself alone with me?
Yeah, okay, Miles. I'll give you a call this evening. Yeah, thanks for calling. So long. All right, let's go.
Why are you afraid of staying here with me? It used to be our home, remember?
No. This was the home of Kirk and Emily Michaels, and they don't exist anymore.
You're right. There's a new family now. Emily and Draper Jr.
You're sick, Emily. You're sick. You never got over what it was that put you in the Hathaway Pavilion. You just moved on to some new phase.
I guess you could call pregnancy a new phase.
Emily, get your coat and let's go.
Tell me, why did April leave?
She just left, that's all.
I see she was angry.
Let's go, Emily.
She knew what I said was true, that you won't desert me now that Molly is gone. You won't let me have that baby by myself.
I said I'd work something out, Emily, but not here, not now, in this place. I want to get out of here. I never want to see this place again.
But why? I just love it here. Draper, this was our newlywed home. Our baby was conceived here. Oh, come on, Draper, you have to admit it. You do have feelings. You care about the baby and you care about me.
I have feelings. I have feelings for my wife and for my child. That's the only family I have and the only family I want.
Come on. Now, I know this house has to affect you.
Yeah, it affects me, Emily. Do you want to know how? This place is a nightmare. This place makes me sick to my stomach. And I'm surprised you don't feel the same way, considering what happened in the basement yesterday.
All right, someone did die here, but you have to remember something else. A new life was created here, too.
Emily, I'm going down to the car. If you're not ready when I am, I'm leaving without you.
No, you won't. You can't. Oh, Draper, you talk tough, but you have a nice, soft heart. And you do have feelings, especially for this baby. New life that we created between us.
What is it? What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
How are you feeling?
Oh, like I just had a bone marrow operation.
Getting through flying colors.
Oh, It's a piece of cake, just like you said.
Oh, yeah?
I almost shouldn't have to use an anesthetic on me. I caught a look at that needle they had. I almost passed dead away, fainted.
It's all behind you. Don't think about that.
Oh, you know, I think I can feel those healthy blood cells inside of me right now multiplying.
That's just what they're doing.
I don't know if you thought about this, but now that I have Jody's bone marrow in me, I'll probably just leap out of this bed doing aerobats and relay.
No, I don't know about that. I do know you're going to be completely well.
You're not going to get rid of me that easily.
Can't wait for the day when you come back to me.
Miles, I wish you could put your arms around me right now. You always make me feel so loved. Strength.
Won't be long before I will be holding you. And when we're together, I'm never going to let you go.
Hello?
So, there you are.
Wow.
Draper and I have been calling all over the place trying to find you.
Where are you? How's Nicole?
I'm calling from the hospital, as a matter of fact. Well, the procedure went pretty much as expected. She's resting comfortably.
Oh, thank God. Listen, she's going to be just fine. I know it.
I hope so. Listen, what about you? Where have you been?
Oh, I just drove around town a bit.
Why'd you run out like that?
I couldn't stay in the house any longer. I'm sorry if I worried anyone.
Well, it seems to me that some important matters were left up in the air, you know?
Miles, I know exactly where things stand. For a while there, I thought the situation was going to change. It seemed that Draper was determined to see to it that Emily was out of our lives.
Draper is doing the best he can. I happen to know that.
Maybe he could have done something before, but not now. Molly's death has made it quite clear to me that Emily is not going to let Draper and me lead our own lives.
Now, April, listen to me. Molly's death was a big shock to Emily. Emily was a psychiatric patient just three months ago. Now, half the things she said last night were out of grief and out of emotion.
Maybe that's so. But, it still hasn't changed the fact that she is alone now. Draper is the only person she can turn to. Come on, even you have to see the way she clings to him.
So what? So are you so insecure, April, that you can't give her time to recover and readjust?
How much time do I have to give her? Listen, she may be in a great deal of emotional pain right now, but that does not change the fact that she is devious, she's conniving, she knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows that this is her golden opportunity to sink her hooks into Draper permanently.
Maybe that is exactly what she's thinking. Why should that affect you? Why can't you talk to Draper? Why can't you tell him how you feel? I mean, not communicating is the worst thing you can possibly do right now.
Miles, there is nothing I can say or do that is going to make any difference to Draper. He is not going to let go of Emily. And there's no way in the world we can get back together again not until I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she is out of our lives forever.
Oh, boy, home at last.
It's hard to believe we've only been gone a couple of days, huh?
Still, I don't think I've ever missed being away from someplace so much in my life.
Yeah. Let's get our coats down here. Now, listen, you take it slow, all right?
Yeah.
Here, let me help you.
Yeah, I'm really not too good with things right now.
Okay, you come on. Just hold on. There you go.
Doctor told me I had to stay off this leg for a few days.
No sense rushing it the first day, is there?
That's right. Just one recovery, I want to be complete.
Well, listen, you're going to be good as new. Hey, I know something that'll cheer you up. Where's Muffin? Hey, Muffin? Come here, Muffin. There he is.
Muffin, my baby.
Hi.
Come here, sweetheart. Did you miss me, boy? Yeah. Oh, sweetheart, I missed you.
He's your fan club.
Hello. I thought I heard voices down here. Oh, Jody, welcome home. It's good to see you. Doctor gave you a clean bill of health, huh? Booted you right out of the hospital. Said I'm going to be fine. Oh. You should have seen the way this little thing was moping around while you were in the hospital getting that bone marrow taken out of you.
Jody means a lot to Muffin, don't you?
Yeah.